Accelerate and Mentor Challenge. And when we spoke there about acceleration and mentors, we wanted to understand first, what we want to accelerate and mentors. We started basically with analyzing all the different tags, basically tagging all the different proposals, and you can see it here. You exposed part of it already in onboarding form, right? The latest of onboarding form now, you got some question about mentorship and acceleration. This is part of the actually project, and they were included in order to get information from funded proposal and see how we can help them. Basically, the bottom line is that we did a different categories of projects, and we started to analyze them. We also created a questionnaire for funded proposal to kind of reply and give feedback of what they need and what categories they fit. Then we have here a lot of cool statistics out of that. A very cool statistics about funded proposal categories. So how many actually of the funded proposal represent a company, or how many comes from ideas for a company, or tech tools, or business tool, or catalyst, or community related, and so on. Again, to helping us make decisions. Another thing that then we analyze up to Fund 7 is actually to understand, where the money, who is getting funded and when. Please note that most of the people didn't get yet most of the funding, but you can see at least who got funded and when, and there is access for all the information also on the board. Then we further analyze that. We try to focus within all the categories on companies, kind of analyze which companies and how much they got funded. And it's different from the other one because this one is basically based on the leading person, while this one is based on the company itself. So we actually cross-sharing the information as well, just to try and help everyone so everyone is getting the information. But that also give us some measurement, how many companies there are today and how much money they got. And all of that leads in our view, in our proposal, this is only the first objective, and the most important part is actually the part on the right, which is starting to say, okay, mentorship and accelerator overview. This is basically starting to analyze how we can start helping funded proposals. And the big question is for funded proposal is kind of what do you need and what can you do for the community? So it's important to understand the company stage. It's important to understand the location of registration of the company, especially if you want to help and mentor them. While in blockchain, it seems that doesn't matter, right? But at least, there could be cultural issues, which are very important. It can be legal issues, right, where you're registered if you're looking for investors and all of that. All of that is very important. And then areas of mentorship is where we can start helping people. And started to create resources which are general resources, educational resources, and then taking it to more resources. We divided funded companies into 3 categories. One is inception and early stage, product and sales stage, and then growth stage. And today, probably we estimate that 80% of the companies are still in this inception and early stage. Some companies in the product and sales stage, and very few companies, this is Spark and this family that are kind of in the growth stage. And we started to create for them, again, resources. Here there are basically lists of what resources they can start entering and seeing. Funded proposals that can support them. Investors will come later, but there's different resources from the community that they can start using. Again, it's something that we want to ongoing populate and grow. And I see people actually adding here information all the time. And below we have acceleration and mentorship presentation. Again, helpful information and kind of even grants and funding opportunities that are coming all the time. So that's kind of the mindset of that. And in the end, we have also a list of community proposals that got funded and can support projects, and list of investors, in which if they already invested in the ecosystem or not. So that's kind of a summary for that of what we did up to now and where we are. It's still on progress and there's a lot of graphs that we are working on. First of all, what's your feedback and if you think that it's helpful for you? And second, what else we can add that will be helpful? And here we started to collect from people, like someone suggested just yesterday that we can create a calendar of mentorship and acceleration. People can apply, right? That would be wonderful to have something like that, like for everyone. What's going on, when, and how people can apply.
And so I wonder if an outcome for a group of people like this coming together is, hey, what's our call to action, right? What's the thing we could put out there that somebody who is not yet engaging, I'm looking at this Miro board and I'm delighted by it, but I'm the kind of guy who gets delighted by Miro boards like this, and that's not everybody. And we don't need, there's so many of us trying to aggregate information. I'd like to really push the efforts to get more people involved.
But basically, the question is exactly that, as how we transfer this Miro and a lot of work and difficult to find to something that is simple to use, right? But this is to connect mentors with proposals and funnel proposals. So that will be one cool way to do it. But it's not the only thing they need, right? A lot of teams are already working.
I think it'd be interesting to see, again, like Matthias was asking for, is to have some kind of input from projects into this board as well. So to be maybe to highlight things like blockers that are coming from IO and things like that would be really useful. And any sort of interface like that. Okay, who's this targeting? Is it actually a tool for funded proposers to be using, or is this just a way for us as a community to analyze how we're doing in terms of managing our funded proposers? And I'm saying all this from the context of being an unfunded proposer. I haven't had a successful proposal yet, which probably indicates to me that there's a need for pre-funded proposer mentoring and and acceleration. So